20 minutes ago, you weren't even interested in going, and now all of a sudden you're telling Jack that
I didn't want to go with you.
The TV show, Lost, captured the hearts of millions in the early 2000s. But behind the scenes, things weren't as perfect as they appeared. In a recent interview, Evangeline Lilly opened up about the extreme challenges she faced during the show's production, from clashes with producers to personal struggles on set. Fans are shocked by her revelations, and what really happened during the filming of one of TV's greatest series at the time. Before Lost, Evangeline Lilly was far from a household name. She worked as a model and took on minor, uncredited roles while living in Canada, struggling to find her big break. Her life took a sharp turn in 2004 when she was cast as Kate Austen in Lost. Initially reluctant to audition, she ultimately landed the role. Kate quickly became one of the show's most beloved and complex characters, known for her turbulent past, inner conflicts, and central role in the series' infamous love triangle. This intense popularity brought Lilly into the spotlight almost overnight and came with immense pressure. She later admitted in multiple interviews that the sudden fame was overwhelming, saying she felt unprepared for the scrutiny and expectations that came with her breakout role. While Lost undeniably changed her career trajectory, the demands took a toll as well. She was thrust into a high-pressure environment where her every move as an actress and as a person was analyzed and often criticized. Despite the acclaim, this newfound spotlight created challenges that would plague her throughout the show's 6-season run. At the time, the pilot alone cost a record-breaking $14 million to produce, setting the tone for what would be an ambitious 6-season run. With a sprawling cast of characters, intertwining storylines, and a heavy dose of mystery, the show demanded a tremendous level of commitment from everyone involved. Filming primarily took place in Hawaii, adding to the show's cinematic visuals, but also presenting significant logistical challenges. Cast and crew endured long days in humid, rugged jungle terrain or on scorching beaches. Some scenes involved intense physical effort, including climbing, running, and staging high-stakes action sequences in extreme weather conditions. The public pressure was equally grueling. After its initial success, Lost became a cultural phenomenon, and fans expected every episode to deliver twists, answers, and compelling character arcs. Criticism from fans, media, or even studio executives about pacing, unresolved questions, and divisive storylines created immense stress behind the scenes. This pressure to maintain the highest standards ultimately became a hallmark of the entire production process, impacting both the creative team and the cast in lasting ways. With a large ensemble cast and high stakes behind every storyline, tensions on the set of Lost were inevitable. Balancing the screen time and development of over a dozen core characters often led to subtle rivalries, disagreements about the creative direction, and personal frustrations amongst the cast. Evangeline Lilly, being relatively new to the industry at the time, reportedly felt the constant pressure of performing alongside more seasoned actors. In interviews, Lilly has previously mentioned that the dynamics within the cast were not always harmonious. While never openly calling out specific co-stars, she admitted to feeling like she had to earn her place in the group almost daily, especially during the early seasons. The writing process, which gave certain characters more prominence in specific episodes, sometimes led to unavoidable comparisons and competitiveness. An alleged source of tension was the spotlight frequently shifting between characters. For instance, fan-favorite characters like Sawyer and Jack often dominated major plot lines, while others, like Lily's Kate, fluctuated between central storylines and side arcs. This uneven focus may have caused frustrations about how much influence each actor had over their character's narrative direction. Lilly herself revealed that she often felt the weight of representing Kate, a character so heavily scrutinized by fans who dissected every decision she made. This pressure to embody the character perfectly, paired with the clash of egos in such a demanding environment, contributed to an atmosphere where professional collaboration wasn't always easy. While public disputes within the cast were rare, the underlying competition and creative differences undeniably took their toll on everyone involved. As Lost grew into a cultural phenomenon, the intense scrutiny from fans and critics began to weigh heavily on Evangeline Lilly. One of the central criticisms surrounding her character, Kate, came from the infamous love triangle between Kate, Jack, and Sawyer. While engaging at first, many fans later labeled the storyline as repetitive and unnecessary, sidelining Kate's depth as a character in favor of romantic drama. For Lilly, this lack of development became a source of frustration. She once stated, "I always wished there was more to Kate than who she was sleeping with next." This recurring narrative arc, paired with the public's constant dissection of her performance, created a stifling environment for Lilly. She described feeling trapped by the limitations of the role, as the show's writers occasionally portrayed Kate in ways that Lilly felt were inconsistent with the character's earlier strength and independence. Creative dissatisfaction was compounded by the fact that changes to the script were beyond her control, leaving little room to shape the character in ways she believed were meaningful. The media only heightened the pressure as weekly discussions in entertainment outlets and online forums broke down every episode in extreme detail. Lilly reflected in interviews that everyone had a strong opinion, and that became exhausting. Balancing audience expectations with maintaining authenticity as an actor was no easy task, leaving Lilly navigating between critical feedback, ongoing storylines she didn't fully agree with, and an ever-growing fan base that held strong opinions about Kate's role in the show. Ultimately, this period served as a harsh but formative experience for Lilly, teaching her to set boundaries and advocate for herself in future projects, while also revealing the emotional toll that such high-profile criticism can take on an artist. As the series progressed, Evangeline Lilly reportedly became increasingly frustrated with certain storylines she considered uninspired or inconsistent for her character, Kate. While the writers sought to balance a sprawling narrative across a large ensemble cast, Lilly felt that Kate's potential often went underutilized. One particular point of contention for Lilly was the way romantic subplots repeatedly overshadowed other aspects of Kate's character. "There were times when I thought, she's so capable, but she's reduced to this," Lilly mentioned in an interview with The Independent. Adding to the tension was the chaotic nature of the show's production. The scripts were sometimes delivered last minute or underwent significant changes at short notice, leaving little time for actors to prepare. This approach heightened stress on set and gave cast members like Lilly less input in shaping their characters. While the unpredictable production process was largely a byproduct of the show's massive scope and intricate mysteries, it created friction behind the scenes, particularly for Lilly, who grew increasingly eager to protect her character's integrity. Although reports of direct confrontations with producers are sparse, Lilly has alluded to moments of discomfort when certain creative decisions clashed with her vision for Kate. One notable example Lilly has spoken about is a revealing scene in Season 3 where Kate is forced to undress, an experience she described as humiliating and unnecessary. In a later interview with The Hollywood Reporter, she stated, "I didn't have the power at that point to push back, and I wish I had." These mounting frustrations reflected the larger challenge of balancing the creative ambitions of a high-stakes production like Lost with the personal and professional well-being of its cast. For Lilly, it was a learning experience, one that would later inform her approach to roles, ensuring she had a clearer voice in the projects she chose. Filming Lost on location in Hawaii provided stunning visuals for the show, but it came with significant logistical and physical challenges. The cast and crew often had to contend with extreme weather conditions, such as torrential rain, intense humidity, and relentless heat, which frequently made filming grueling. Long shoot days on remote beaches and dense jungles not only physically tested the team, but also created an overwhelming sense of fatigue and discomfort. Evangeline Lilly has reflected on how these harsh conditions impacted her experience on set. She described the process as something that went beyond acting. "It felt sometimes more like surviving than performing," she admitted in that same interview with The Independent. The combination of unpredictable weather, demanding schedules, and the isolation of being away from family and friends for months at a time took a psychological toll on the cast. In addition to the emotional strain, the physical toll was undeniable. Some scenes required extended hours under the sun or exhausting stunts in challenging terrain, leaving the cast drained. Despite Hawaii's natural beauty, the isolation and conditions often amplified tensions. And according to those involved, it was this sense of constant survival, in many ways, that mirrored the themes of the show itself. As the show came to an end after 6 intense seasons, Evangeline Lilly reportedly felt a profound sense of both relief and exhaustion. The pressures of maintaining such a demanding role for years, combined with the physical and emotional hardships of the production, had taken their toll. By the time the final scenes wrapped, Lilly was reportedly drained, feeling as though she had reached her absolute limit. In hindsight, Lilly has commented on the impact the role had on her mental health. Years of dealing with the demands of the show and the immense scrutiny from fans and critics left her grappling with feelings of burnout. "I didn't fully realize at the time how much it was affecting me," she admitted during a conversation with Variety. The culmination of stress, fatigue, and ongoing intensity led her to embrace the series finale as an endpoint, not just for her character, but for her personal well-being as well. Reflecting on her journey, Lilly has expressed mixed emotions about her time on Lost. While undeniably proud of what the cast and crew accomplished, she recognized the challenges and sacrifices it demanded. Speaking candidly, she remarked, "I'm proud of what we have created, but I couldn't have gone on for a second longer.